My name is Cynthia Wakio and welcome to this week's video. I am joined by Paminas and is going to be sharing his personal story and what business lessons he has learned as a business owner. Thank you for joining me, Paminas.
Thank you, Cynthia.
So, you've been a business owner for a long time.
Yes.
But for those who do not know, or the first time they're watching this video, give us a brief background as a business person.
So Paminas Wainaina is the founder of Corporate Staffing Services, and Corporate Staffing Services, it's a HR consultancy firm that I founded way back in 2010. So as of this year, we are celebrating our 13th year in business.
Yeah.
And it began as a one-man show. I was the only person. And right now, I'm very happy to say that as of this video, we have 28 staff. Again, I remember we started with one service. As of today, we are talking, we have a couple of services that we offer our clients, including recruitment, training, staff outsourcing. We also do surveys. So I think I've seen it all. My background, I was employed for 5 years before corporate staffing, founding corporate staffing. And the interesting thing is HR was not my first career. I'm a trained accountant, so that's where I began in the finance world, where I worked for 5 years, and then I transitioned to HR. So in terms of starting business, I've done it. In terms of growing a business, I've also done it. In terms of partnering with others, that's something also that I've done. And that is why I'm very passionate talking about the issue of entrepreneurship and what someone can do if they're looking to start a business.
Yeah. Been experienced and have been there, done that, and continuing to do that.
Yes.
What key lessons have you, or rather the biggest lessons you have learned in the last 13 years?
I don't want to call them the biggest lessons, whatever I'm going to share, but I would say there are some that have really stood out. Yeah. And one is that it's hard work. Yeah. It's hard work. And two things stand out when I mean that it's hard work. Number one, I went for leave when the business was 6 years old. So for 6 years, I didn't take leave. And I remember I was only able to do that when I hired my first management staff. Because before then, I would be the one to do everything. I was the point of contact.
Yes.
And I took a 3 weeks break. I went to China. It was quite interesting. And that's the only time I got time to breathe. So that shows you the kind of work it took to start and even bring the farm to where it was way back in 2015. Yeah. And then still on the aspect of hard work, I'll talk about what happened last evening. So yesterday I was here at 8:30 just winding up my day. So I look at our website. I was just visiting the website. Something just told me to visit. Then I found one had an issue. And now I had to take another 1 hour to try and liaise with the web hosting company who are based in the US. So I was leaving here around 10:30 p.m. And then even as of this morning, it hasn't been fixed. So then again, it's liaising with the web developer who is in Kenya. So you can see, I mean, no 2 days are the same. And I didn't wake up thinking, oh, today I want to see our website down because so that I can spend some 2 hours. So there's a lot of hard work involved in business. And so don't, and this is something I tell employees or professionals, there's always this aspect where you feel like your employer is misusing you or wanting you really to do a lot. And there could be such instances. But I'll tell you, if you're looking for success, whether in your career or in business, then be prepared to put in the time. So that's number one. Number two, it's that it's a very lonely affair. Why? Because no matter how much people want to support you, they can't put themselves into your shoes because you are the one, you are the founder. Yeah. You are the one who's the vision carrier. So a lot of times you'll find 70 to 80% of the issues you're going through, no one can understand. Your staff can try, your significant other can try, but they can never be in your shoe. Yeah, so there are more raw moments. Yeah. I mean, look at COVID. There was literally a shutdown. I remember we lost 95% of our clients. Yeah. So we wake up one morning, you had projections for the month of March, but then what happens? There's a total shutdown. No one is recruiting, no one is training. What happens? Yeah. So at least God is there, and if you're in good health, you can still be able to see to the other day, but you can see how tough it can be.
Yes.
Yeah. My other lesson is that it's all about relationship. The people who've come through for me, majority of them are actually strangers, whether it's staff members or business people. the people who I count as key to my success are people who we didn't grow together. They are not even my tribe. I didn't even give them money. It's just relationship. Even my partner is someone who was introduced to me by my former boss, because when we began, I was the only person on board, but then there are 2 directors on board. So one of the directors is someone I just met, and he liked what the vision I had and what I do, and he invested in the business, and we've been in a relationship for the last I believe they 9 years now, because then they came a bit later. Yeah, so it's about relationship. Even today, a lot of the people, the way we get business, the biggest way we get business is through referral. Yeah, we've done a good job for this person, and they have their HR call us, or they refer us to another director. Yeah, so that's also, for me, a key lesson that has come out. So when you're dealing people, there are moments where there'll be friction, it goes without saying, but try as much as possible to ensure that you remain cordial. We don't have to agree, but we can remain cordial. What other lesson can I remember? Yes, it's on the need to focus and be persistent. Again, I'll take you back to COVID. So during COVID, times were tough. But I would still get clients calling. So they were not looking to recruit, but now they would be calling for HR advice. And we would still service them, and we make an income out of it. So imagine if now during COVID I had said, oh, now for me now I'll not be doing HR, I'll start selling vegetables. My car now, boot, I'll use it. So even now when things recovered, people would find that I moved on, and then I would start to another process all again. Yeah. So I've come to find that if people know you, identify you as with what you do, they may not give you business today, but you remain consistent and persistent, and if you focus on that area, 3 years later, the person you met for coffee, oh, Pamela, do you still do recruitment? Do you still do HR? I want you to do this for us. Yeah. And that's why now this speaks to one staying power, such that now, despite the ups and downs, you've got to make sure that you remain consistent and you do what you're good at. I think the problem we find ourselves with a lot is, so now you're doing HR, consultancy, but someone tells you, let's do a matatu business, because, oh, there you'll be getting 10,000 shillings a day. You know, if you have 5 million shillings to invest in a big bus. But you have no idea of how to run a matatu business. Yeah, or someone tells you to do farming. You, for God's sake, you're in Nairobi. What do you know about farming? So you see, a lot of times we get distracted, especially when we achieve just a little bit of success. When corporate staffing takes off, you say, oh, okay, let me leave that, let me do other things. Well, there's a time to do that. There's no harm in diversifying. But a lot of time you find there's a reason why even God gave you that opportunity to do what you're doing, and the reason you're successful. So don't just drop it and pick something else. Yeah. And lastly, Cindy, I would say, don't just work for money. Yeah. For me, I've paid a high price just focusing on money, and I've seen you are better off. There better be a greater good. There better be a bigger picture of where you are working. Yeah. For me, I get a lot of satisfaction when either I have someone get a job and they come and tell me, oh, Paminas, I got a job at CSS when I was an intern, when I was starting, and now I'm a manager. And there are many people I've met in those last 13 years who tell me that, and it's satisfying. Or you meet a company, you put for them structures, you hire for them someone, and it makes a difference. The reason I shouldn't work for money is because money cannot motivate you. You'll be surprised. I don't think I was more happier. If I look at my bank statement now, the time I was starting, yes, I didn't have anything. Now, thank God, I have something. But I can't say that my joy now comes from money because my bank account looks different. And please don't make a mistake. Money is important. Yeah. But if it's the only focus, then you not go far. And that's why if you're looking to go into business, please find something that you're passionate about, because that will keep you going. For example, today, if you're not making money in business, and it happens, every business has its wrong moment, it will be very easier for you to give up. But for me, because it's something I'm passionate about, if it's entrepreneurship, if it's HR consultancy, I can afford to talk to people every day, even if they're not paying me at that time. Yeah. So Cynthia, those are my very few lessons but explained in a lot of words.
Yeah.
And I hope they're going to help someone.
Yeah, and I think that's good enough advice to people looking to get into business also. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching this video. For more business tips on how to start a business in Kenya and lessons that you can learn from a person who has experienced this journey, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you and see you next time.